digital learning impacted on your teaching?
It's had a massive impact with my teaching and how I use different web tools or different digital learning tools in the classroom. I try and integrate it as much as possible. I've used, and it's really to the point now where with every activity that we do in class, there is a component of using a digital tool, whether it's an iPad or iPod, or it's using one of the Apple laptops or the iMac computers. Yeah, I think it's a way to really enhance my teaching, add that sort of, if we want a better word, a sort of X factor to it. It makes the end product that the children produce look a lot more interesting and colourful and bright, but it's also the how it's the children can actually see the whole process of how they put their sort of final product together as well.
How has digital learning impacted on your class's learning?
What I love to see now is that children are eager to use these digital tools actually for their own learning, in terms of like if they're wanting to look at something to do with science, or if they're interested in creating an animation or making or something to do with maths. They want to use, they've seen how the tools can be used, and so they want to use those tools for their own learning. I think the best example is probably in terms of animation, because the class has looked at a whole lot of different types of animation this term and previous terms, and they've tried different types of animating. Now they're creating their own stories or their own reports where they're using animation as a way to sort of tell the story or tell their reports or get a message across with their activities.
What is your favourite digital tool?
I'd have to say at the moment I'm a big fan of the iPad 2. It's been very useful for myself personally, because I've rather than lugging around my laptop, I've got a mobile tool which I can use, and I've really got into using with my iPad 2 Google Docs. I do a lot of my planning, and a lot of my work now is set up through Google Docs using the iPad. I've also really love how the class has embraced our iPods, and I'm a big fan of photography. So the different apps that we've used for photography, it's been interesting to see the types of styles and techniques we can use in photography, plus the animation as well. I love to create my own animations, so the types of animations the children in my class have created have been already down to me introducing the use of the iPod. I can animate, and the iPad as well.